People have their issues and people have opinions. A subliminal message, it worked, because if you want to prove that you're better than me, I'm always better. Wide open, wide open, wide open, wide open.
I said a stop Virgil here with a body shot. Y'all must have forgot. Roy Jones Jr. calls out Floyd Money Mayweather. Like Roger used to say, most they don't know about boxing. Right? Oh man. In this video, I'm gonna break down Roy's call out. I'll let you listen to it and give my thoughts to this. Y'all must have forgot. So let's jump into it. For starters, let me get set up. Come on, man. It's like, I feel like a babysitter in his boxing game. You dig? So, Roy.
What's happening, fight fans around the world? I know how y'all are. I know y'all enjoy this thing of boxing. I know we play games and people have their issues and people have opinions. It's cool too. I got opinions and I'm allowed to say my opinions or speak my opinions. And if somebody was trying to send me a subliminal message, it worked, because if you want to prove that you're better than me, I'm always ready. Wide open, ready to go. Let's call it.
I can't even front. I don't love this. I don't like it. Now, I've told you on my channel, these are two of my favorite fighters. You know, not limited to, but two of my favorite fighters, Roy and Floyd. And actually, to be fair, I was a Roy guy before I was a Floyd guy. You know, because Roy, he really had the 90s, and I think he rose to prominence kind of first, if you will, on HBO or whatever. Like Floyd, I think people, they kind of discounted him for earlier portions of his career. Like thought he would lose to Gennaro Hernandez, or, you know, thought certain people would be too much for him. You know what I mean? Things like that. So for me, it really was about Floyd. You know what I mean? I gotta admit, I don't like this from Roy. At one bit. Like, I don't have a horse in the race per se, but I just really don't like this for Roy, because I mean, what are you proving? You're not in your prime. Floyd is not an active fighter. Floyd, he really started at featherweight. You went as high as heavyweight. It just doesn't sound logical. Now, I mean, I get it. You're a pro fighter. Floyd's a pro fighter. There's a disagreement. You guys aren't on the same page. I've already made the video. Check out the first video. And in case you missed it, the cliff notes are, well, I'll tell you what happened most recently. Floyd took jabs at Roy Jones Jr., right? And he was watching all of Roy's knockouts, like watching him get knocked out by various people like Glenn Johnson, Tarver, Enzo. You know, he was watching all these and he posted it as subliminal. That's why Roy said, if anybody want to take a subliminal, I'm wide open, right? Da-da-da-da. But I would be remiss if I didn't mention this. In my opinion, this is just my opinion. And again, these are two of my favorite fighters. So I really don't have a horse in the race, right? But on my channel, I keep it a bean. I keep it a whole stack with y'all. And I got to keep it real with what I see. And what I seen is Roy Jones Jr., he really started this, in my opinion, because for the longest, he has been taking aim and taking boop, 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 taking shots at Floyd Mayweather for no real reason, right? I haven't really heard Floyd bring up Roy Jones, like really on his own out of nowhere and then Floyd just started badmouthing Roy Jones. I never seen it. You know, you guys can let me know if you have allegedly seen that, but I'll put that on anything. I have never seen that where Floyd kind of initiated. I think Floyd is so rich. He's traveling the world. He got honeys with him. He's, you know, with his grandson. I don't really think he's tripping off of really any pro fighter, right? Everything that most guys wish or want for their careers, Floyd pretty much topped that. And then financially, we know he made a lot of coin, you know what I mean, in the boxing game. So I really didn't like this from Roy Jones. I'm just being like real with you. I feel like it's out of place. Like, I don't know how much Roy weighs now, but he's clearly bigger than Floyd Mayweather. And you pretty much like, hey, if you got something to say, we can handle it. Like, so Roy, he's like calling out Jake Pauls and Floyd, much smaller. It just don't sound likely. You know what I mean? It's not a likely fight. And what's the point? That's kind of how I, like, for me, I'm pretty big on this. I don't personally like, I don't want to waste breath. I don't want to do things in vain, if you will. You see what I'm saying? If I want to, like, it's not going to happen. Put it that way. Floyd and Roy are not going to fight. I would be super shocked if it happened. There's different ages, weight disparity. Floyd's going to laugh it off and keep doing his thing. And to be honest, it's like Roy made the follow-up video like, oh, if somebody has something to say about my opinion, we could fight, blah, blah, blah. But if I'm being fair, which I am, you really started this. Roy Jones really started this, because for quite some time now, Roy has seemed kind of resentful towards Floyd for whatever reason. Maybe it's financial. Maybe he feels like I was the best and the GOAT and GOATed, and I did things that other people couldn't do, but I didn't get that same type of bag. Different eras. You came in when you came in and you did it how you did it. Floyd took it from there and learned from the Muhammad Ali's and the Roy Joneses and everybody else before him, and then he did it his way. So it is what it is. But Roy has always, I've seen him take a lot of shots at Floyd, talking about he screamed like a girl when Maidana bit his hand. Like that, like, bro, Maidana broke the rules biting a man, and you're like trying to insult him because he got bit. You know what I mean? Just weird stuff like that. And even in this most recent Andre Ward interview, where some of this stuff came up, to be honest, Andre Ward wasn't even really talking about Floyd, and Roy just brought him up. So it's like, how can you get mad at somebody responding with a jab back and how they want to respond, when in actuality, you were the one that pretty much drew first blood? That's how I look at it. You drew first blood. So with that being said, the gloves are off. I mean, was Floyd supposed to just year after year listen to you talk bad about him and then ignore it? Because to be honest, Floyd probably did do that, because I'm talking about this has been going on for years that I've noticed it, right? So that's just my 2 cents on it. I don't think it'll lead anywhere. I don't think they'll fight. They're two different. They're both retired pretty much, different heights, different weights. And again, it just looks bad to me. Like somebody who fought even Mike Tyson at heavyweight in an exhibition, you're pretty much calling out a featherweight, right? You're calling out a featherweight who, again, probably wouldn't have said anything or done that if there weren't recent interviews of you kind of questioning his legacy. Like, you don't have to dim somebody else's light to illuminate your own. That's just my thoughts on it. Wish the best to both of these guys, but I truly think Roy started it, and it should just probably end here. Maybe a phone call, whatever. Let me know what you guys think.